Hi, I'm Bob Bacon from Greg's Restaurants. I'm here to talk about the hourly wage increase, but also the tip wage increase. But frankly, what I'm going to present to you today applies to any of the mandated cost increases that our industry's been hit with over and over. I know they're well intended, but I'm telling you, they're exactly why we're at the bottom ranks in the state to do business. Now, some in this body, some in this group act like businesses are owned by faceless, nameless entities. If they do realize the real people, you've just heard that we're portrayed as heartless, greedy, dishonest, etc. I'm not Walmart, I'm not McDonald's, I'm not Bank of America, and I'm not Electric Boat. I'm a Rhode Island resident, I'm your custodian, I'm your neighbor, and for some of you, I'm your friend. For me, these changes have very personal meanings. Now, let's say we're talking about $1. What's $1 mean? And why do I care? Well, I have 4 restaurants in the state of Rhode Island. It takes about $2,500 worth of labor to make each restaurant operate properly every week. In addition, I have a bakery facility that takes another $500. So I'm responsible for 10,500 labor hours on the average every single week. Now, $1 doesn't cost me $1 because I've got to pay payroll taxes, workers' comp, everything else. Conservatively, let's use $1.10. That's $11,550 a week extra when I incur $1 increase in wages, no matter what form it comes in. Take that times 52, that's $600,000. $600,000 a little Rhode Island company like mine. Now, I know many of you have driven by a restaurant or any other business. You see a parking lot full of people, full of cars. And you've either thought, said, or heard someone say, that guy's got a gold mine. Boy, he's got a gold mine. Well, I'm mining all right. I'm mining for copper. Every dollar is 100 pennies. Right? And I do this with my managers, and I go through it painstakingly, an hour, line by line. I won't do that today, I promise. But when I take out the 38 cents for the cost of the food that's in front of you, and the 30-some cents for the labor, and then I go into my operating costs and take that money out, utilities, advertising, repairs and maintenance, credit card charges, you know, this is endless. It's endless. Insurance. Let me tell you what's left. On a good year. Lou, you know this, you've done this business for a long time. Well, what's left? $0.03. 4 if it's a good year. And I say that kind of as a tongue in cheek because last year I had 2 rooftop air conditioning units go, $50,000 to replace them. I had 2 diners to replace the carpet, another $50 grand. Well, that took care of that. And then, unusual, but it happens, replaced a ventilation system in one of my restaurants. And the roof that supported it, $180,000. So that's what happened last year. That's all right, it's part of doing business. It doesn't happen every year, but I'm telling you, every year that happens, and that's what I'm working on. So you can see that an impact of $600,000 on a business like mine has a pretty big impact. It wipes that out completely. So I'm left with 2 options. I can cut costs. I can cut $1 in cost for every dollar in labor, or for every dollar increase in cost, and then I break even. But where do I find it? I can't go to my vendors because they're getting the same mandated increases that I am, and so they can't afford to cut what they're charging me. I can't go to the manufacturers because they're getting hit with truck tolls and everybody's getting hit the same. So we've already gone. I got utilities. I've already done all the LED conversions and all that stuff. I spent a lot of money doing that. Yeah, it saves some, but it doesn't. I can't do it again. So when I get all done, cutting costs, there's only one cost I can cut that I have most control over, and that's labor. And I can either cut people's hours, or I can cut shifts. That's against my nature and against the best interest of my business because I need people to provide service, but I also need to be able to pay the people I have. So that's what we're faced with. The other option, of course, I would say, well, just raise your prices. Okay, I need to increase sales $3 to cover $1 in cost. Because no matter what I do, when I sell you a product, I still got to pay for the food and labor. So 2/3 of that dollar is gone. 30 cents, or a little bit right around 30 cents, goes to help me pay the associated costs. So I have to find $1.8 million in sales, 1.8 million extra sales that I don't have today, in order to break even on $1 increase in wage. I don't know where I find it. I don't know where I find extra traffic, that kind of guest traffic or that kind of income in a state where anybody with disposable income that can has left. They've gone to South Carolina or Florida. They come back every 2 months or 3 months every year. They come in, thank God they come in, but they don't come in 12 months a year anymore because they don't live here anymore. And what we're left with is a bunch of people that have, a guest population, that many of them are on fixed incomes. You want to know what happens when I raise prices? Announce tomorrow that you're going to tax Social Security benefits 1%. And see what kind of outcry you get. I get the same thing when I raise chicken dinner, 1%. I raise coffee, 1%. I get the same kind of outcry, except for me, they can choose to change their buying habits. They can decide they can't come in 4 times a month. They can only come in 2. They can't come in, every week. They can only come in every 3rd week. So that raising prices not always generates that money I need to pay those bills. Now, do I think wages should never rise? No, that'd be crazy to think that. But I believe they should rise in a strong economy based on the skill level and the experience of the workforce. The young lady that spoke just a little while ago told how she started at minimum wage, but then she gained experience and work experience, and she now has what she called a living wage. She's doing well. That's how it works. We start people at one point, they gain experience, they go up from there. If we create a good economic environment, demands for the skills rise, and the compensation levels rise with the demand. Now, base wages, they should move, but they should be very gradual and predictive, but they should also reflect the economic environment that we have in our state. We're Rhode Island. We're not Mass. We're not New York. We're not California. And thank God we're not Connecticut. We're Rhode Island. And we need to start to realize we're Rhode Island and do things to make Rhode Island a better place to do business. Now, the one thing I walk every year, I come up here for things, I walk away wondering, why do some people want to harm a business model like mine? And mine's no different than many businesses in the state. We're small, local-owned businesses. Why do they want to harm me? I employ almost 500 people. Is that a bad thing for Rhode Island? I generate about $1.5 million in sales tax every year. Is that a bad thing for Rhode Island? We're active in the communities we serve. We're involved in every raffle there is known to man in terms of PTAs and athletic clubs and all that stuff. We receive national recognition for charitable work we do on a bigger level with Hasbro Hospital and the Greg's Giving Tree and that sort of thing. When I get to cutting costs and I have that pile, those are the things that are going to end up getting costs too. They're getting cut too, because I won't be able to afford to do them. I guess the message I'm just trying to leave you with is, please know that reckless and overly aggressive mandates that increase our cost of doing business at an unsustainable rate do harm my business and those of my peers. I'm not sure what the breaking point is for a local business like mine, but I'm not as confident as I was a few years ago that I won't find out. So I hope you take my comments to heart. I know everything is well intended, but let's understand the whole ramifications of it. Thank you.
Bob, it's a question I ask every year that this bill comes up with respect to the sub-minimum wage, the server minimum wage.
Yep.
What is the average, have you calculated the average hourly rate with tips that your servers get?
$22 an hour. And it's not a guess anymore. When you go back, the old days it was a guess because a lot of sales were cash and I have no idea what they make in cash tips. I have to report to the government every year what my servers make in charge tips, and it comes off the computer. I can't lie about it, I can't change it for them, I can't do anything. And when you factor that out, it's 22. It's $22 an hour on their charge sales, which is 92% of my total sales.
Thank you.
So it's significant. The highest paid workers in my industry.
Thank you.
Sorry to leave my pen. Take my pen.
You keeping those as samples for the...
I'm keeping it a tip this year's bottom line.